This is just Malachi Corley is expected to be cut by the Jets. Not only just myself, but a lot of people are saying that. Two big exposing reasons: entitlement and immaturity. Now you ask what that is and how that's transpired. Well, I'll tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FDB podcast. I'm your host, Chris Nagulik, alongside my co-host, Tom Savino. We will be discussing the week that was. The Giants and Jets finish up the preseason, while the Knicks have been doing their research on one player for the last vet minimum contract. The Yankees got thrown into the Hudson River this weekend, while the Mets disappointed me once again. But which September call-up do we believe is imperative for both teams? Stay tuned to hear our thoughts. Do me a favor, take a seat. Let's talk. How are you?
Fantastic.
That's good.
Good weekend. It was a good weekend. Got home hella late last night, but I'm all good. I'm wide awake. Let's do it. How are you?
Nice. I'm good. Good. Very hectic weekend, Kind of tired, but I'm here. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Thriving out here. Yeah, I mean it was nice. Cousins from Italy all came in. My mother tried to, not just my mother, but my aunts tried to introduce me to them. What are their names? Couldn't tell you. Almost impossible to remember. This is my cousin Sugarlamano. This is my cousin Parmesan. This is my cousin Fusilli. I don't know. I mean, who the hell knows? I mean, they think I'm going to remember these names. And then the guys that I give them so much respect. They're trying to speak English. And I'm just standing there and I'm like, can't piece what you're trying to tell me, sir. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't have spaghetti and meatball. I got burgers, hot dogs, and steak. Take your pick. What do you want to eat? So I don't know. Nice people. Dom, very nice people. Love them. They're great.
I pray they're nice.
One of the guys who's a chef in Italy, he was complimenting me because I barbecued everything for my uncle and my aunt. Honestly, it was so easy. It's just burgers, hot dogs, and steaks. And the guy, he said, which I believe, meat in America is better than Europe. Europe is known for their pasta, their desserts, right? Their pork, right? The lamb and all that. But like pure meat, he's like, it's definitely better in America than it is in Italy. And the guy started clapping, gave me a round of applause with all of his relatives. So honestly, great people. Just, you asked me what his name is. Actually, I do remember his name. His name is Egidio. But the other ones?
Can't tell you.
Maybe the other one's Lorena, but that's Max out of the 12. Those are the only two I can remember. Very hard. But it was fun. It was a good weekend. Yeah, I do my best. I try. I don't know what you want from me.
Like me, I try my best with these names too.
Exactly.
Especially on this
It's
podcast.
not easy, man.
Try my best. No, it's not.
They were asking what my name was a couple of times. They couldn't remember. See? It all goes around.
It's all right.
It is what it is. And I wasn't offended. I was like, no problem. It is what it is.
My weekend, working as usual. It is what it is. But what made my weekend, I had Birria-landia tacos.
Yes.
I think they're the best tacos. I don't care if people think other places are better. Good for you. Keep it over there. I don't care. I don't care about your food opinion at all. But if you want to go and get some amazing tacos, you either go to Jackson Heights, Queens, or you go to Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's a food truck. Look it up. You go there, and then you got to get whatever tacos you want, either the ones with or without cheese. Personally, I like the ones without cheese better, but other people have their opinions. It is what it is. But then you got to get the consomme, which is like soup, and you got to dunk the taco in the consomme. It'll change your life. And I want people to comment in the comment section below how you think about it.
I mean, you're getting me hungry here. I mean, I've been there once, dude. It's good. I mean, it's for burrito tacos that you can't. I go to this place, Avo Taco, right down the street. They have great burrito tacos. Can't beat it. They actually, I was a little skeptical, but I had them maybe a month ago. Me and my brother went with my mom and one of her friends, and it was great food. Honestly, can't complain. But anyway, as we always do every episode, we digress a bit from the pod. It's our lovely intro that we do every week. But
Perfect.
now, with all that being said, Dom gave his weekend, I gave mine. Let's get into some sports. We're going to start off, which, listen, things are changing a bit. We're getting close to football season. We'll see how we start out the episodes going forward. But I would say for me, the third, fourth week in a row, we're going to start with the NFL. Dom, per usual, you go first. Giants put, belt to butt on the Patriots and beat them 42-10. I know
Yep.
it's the last preseason game. I know it's preseason. Not a lot of starters played for either team, but Giants win it. And yeah, I mean, Jackson Dart had close to 100 passer rating. So yeah, let me know how he was on that. You could take it from there.
First off, I gotta say Tommy DeVito looked like the second coming of Tom Brady. 17-20, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns, rating of 147. That'll be the that'll be the last time you'll ever hear that name on this podcast. I swear on everything. I just had to say it for the first time because those are the best numbers you'll ever hear from this dude ever. That's number one. Number two, Jackson Dart. He did good. Again, he went 6 of 12, 81 yards, 1 touchdown, a fumble because he doesn't know how to slide. Once again, I don't get it. All right, it's preseason, man. It's preseason. We don't want you hurt. We don't want you losing the ball. I do I have to say this every single time with this dude? I hope not. I really hope not. He's really getting me mad with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But overall, he had probably one of the best preseasons out of any player. He had 32 of 47, 172 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and a quarterback rating of 113.1. Um, that was just insane numbers all around for everyone. Rushing was okay. Dante Miller had 11 carries for 41 yards against the Pats. Jonathan Ward, 6 carries for 29 yards. Not really much rushing in this game, but there was a lot of receiving, which was pretty good. Jonathan Ward, he had 2 catches, 45 yards. Jalen Hyatt, 3 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous with him. He's dropping balls. He dropped 2 balls in this game that were pretty wide open. It seems like when I'm watching his videos, he's one of the fastest dudes on the field, which is insane, but he always wants to push off or get a hand on the cornerback just so he can separate himself more, which I don't understand why he needs to do that when he can just run past all these guys. No one is really near his speed at all. I feel like he's too worried about the cornerback instead of him just running, which I don't know why that's a thing, but if you look at his videos, that's what you'll see. I don't get it personally. Little Jordan Humphrey had a catch for 38 yards. Greg Dulcich, number 89, 4 catches, 26 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been making a lot of noise this preseason. He looks great out there. I'm excited to see how they package him in some plays. Hopefully, he'll be on some good receiving targets. I'm not really sure how he is with blocking. And it seems like we have a little bit of competition in this tight end room. We got Greg Dulcich. We got Thomas Fedone, the rookie. Thomas Fedone, the second, I might add. And then we still have Theo Johnson. He really hasn't played a whole lot this preseason, but this man's 6'6", 250, and if he can catch the ball and get down the field and be a good blocker, then he can probably be their number 2 target on this team, which we're going to need a good tight end, especially at Russ, because Russ loves his tight ends. And I'm just glad the preseason's over. We're able to see who we liked, see who we didn't like. I'm just excited for this regular season. And I'm really glad I did see this on Bleacher Report. One last thing I got to add, which I'm very happy that Giants fans are somewhat smart for once, because there's a lot of dumb Giant fans out there. Bleacher Report did a poll 3 days ago. 2,642 people voted for this. Who should be the Giants QB1? Dart, Russ, Jameis, or DeVito? Russ with 73%, Jameis 2%, DeVito 1%, and Dart 22%. So I'm glad the fans sort of realize that this is Russ's year, unless he somehow loses the job. There's no rush with Dart. I hope fans, if Russ has one bad game, I hope they don't be like, all right, put Dart in right now. I really hope that's not the case. My opinion, I don't want to see Dart at all this year. I want to follow the Patrick Mahomes route. He sits out a year. He gets to learn from these amazing vets in Russ and Jameis. He can learn everything from them, take his seat back, just observe everything. And then next year, I would love to see Dart starting next year. But we do have the hardest schedule in the NFL this year. So we might be losing some games and Dart might be coming in early. But just for Dart's sake, I hope he's in next year and not this year.
So they put Tommy DeVito on the poll?
Yeah, they had to, I guess.
No, you don't have to do that.
Uh,
I'm
I
just
don't know.
put it out there. You don't have to do that. But I mean, listen, I guess they were just wanted to have fun with it, have a slight chuckle. I mean, that's like insane. They put him on the poll. But I agree. Listen, I think it is Russ's. I mean, listen, injuries happen. So if
Yeah, of course.
for some reason Russell Wilson gets hurt, Dart takes over. But yeah, I mean, I'm even looking at like what I had down for the Giants. I did have one fumble for Jackson Dart. It was not lost, so that's good news. But he got sacked for 6 yards. And I did see that highlight because again, I was, it's crazy. I have to put this. I told them I would say it on the episode, so I'm true to my word, and maybe I'll make a reel about it. We'll see. But Marco's dad, I was at his house Thursday night watching the Giant game. Marco's dad has a sweatshirt and it says Tommy Cutlets on it, and it's got the Italian hand signal on it right below. And I was like, dude, I was like, what are you wearing? I was like, what is that? I was like, where'd you get that? I was like, don't even tell me how much you paid for it. I don't want to know. But where did you get it? And it made me laugh. I was like, dude, that's nuts. Oh man, it was hilarious. But anyway, so you good on the Giants? Anything else you want to say, or you
I mean,
set?
I saw from Big Blue View, we were talking about this about 20 minutes before we came on here, that they're trying to do some like trades, like mock trades, maybe like before the season starts. And Big Blue View said to trade Kayvon Thibodeau for a third and a fifth to Chicago. Why? I don't get it. All these mock trades. I'm surprised it wasn't Bleacher Report, because they have the worst mock trades of all time in any sport.
Did you unblock Dove Kleiman?
No. Why would I unblock him?
I was just
He's
curious.
stuck.
Maybe he put it together. I don't know. Maybe
No.
he put the trade.
He's awful. He's awful. I don't like that page. I don't know the guy. Maybe he's probably nice, but that page is weird. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I don't know. I think I told you, Dom. My brother, when he listened to the episode, he heard you at the end. Forgot which episode it was. Obviously, weeks ago. He heard that you were, blocking him and don't like him, and Nick was fully on board. He was like, I can't stand that guy. He's like, I totally agree with Dom. He's like, that guy sucks. So
He does
he's with
suck.
it. He agrees. He's like, Dove Kleiman's terrible.
Appreciate you, Nick. Hopefully the honeymoon's going well.
Yeah. Oh no, he's sending me some pictures. It is nice over there. He's doing just fine in Italy. He's doing
Good for
just
him.
fine. Yeah.
Happy for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Giants. So the Jets lost 19-17 to the Eagles. I gotta be honest, I almost passed out watching this game. I mean, I was already tired as it is Friday night, and I just didn't want to go anywhere. Between Nick's wedding and softball the week before, and getting ready for, rehearsing the speech that I had to give. I think like 10 out of the prior 11 nights I was out, I was like, I'm staying home. My uncle said, "Hey, you want to come over to watch the game?" Thank God I didn't. I mean, this game was just so boring and so bad. Brady Cook, 13 for 19 passing, 99 yards, no touchdowns, one interception, one sack, loss for 5 yards, 58.9 passer rating. I mean, that is pretty dreadful. And then Adrian Martinez, who, by the way, Dom got cut this morning, either today or yesterday, one of the days. 7 for 14 passing, 86 yards, no touchdowns, one interception, one sack, one fumble lost, 39.6 passer rating. So you see the trend here. Not a pretty game. Lawrence Tuafili, who also got cut already, 7 carries, 38 yards, one touchdown, longest was 19 yards. Donovan Edwards, 9 carries, 26 yards, one TD, longest was 10 yards. Going to be pretty interesting to see if he gets cut or if he makes the roster, as they are still going through the roster cuts to get down to 53 before week 1. Jamal Pritchett, 4 receptions on 7 targets, 54 yards, longest was 25 yards. He had a fumble. Brandon Smith, 3 receptions on 4 targets, 42 yards, longest was 21 yards. I got to tell you, J.J. Watt, Dom, was in the booth. I don't know if he listens to the podcast, Dom, but he was also saying he could be wide receiver too. Just
Yep.
saying. He was saying in the game, he goes, "This kid's got potential," and I agree with him. He can run his routes, and J.J. Watt said the same thing. He looks pretty solid in the slot, and that's what I was saying. So who knows? Maybe he can. Jets haven't traded for somebody. We'll get into a wide receiver in a bit that is now off the table, but Quentin Skinner, 3 receptions on 4 targets, 40 yards, longest was 27 yards. Demir Miller, 1 reception for 24 yards. He had a fumble, so I'm gandering he'll probably get cut. Defense, Zaire Barnes was all over the place. 7 total tackles, 5 solo tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Malachi Moore, 7 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception. That's good because those two obviously were, not too early, but not too late. They were kind of middle of the pack draft picks. Jarius Monroe, 3 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 2 passes deflected. And then Quantez Stiggers, 3 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 pass deflected. Braden McGregor, a sack. Peyton Page, a sack. So that's all the statistics from the game. Now, Dom, here we go. I know you're ready for this one. I was telling you about the Malachi Corley situation.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest takeaway from this preseason. All right, here we go. This is just Malachi Corley is expected to be cut by the Jets. Not only just myself, but a lot of people are saying that. 2 big exposing reasons: entitlement and immaturity. Now you ask what that is and how that's transpired. Well, I'll tell you. He did not want to play special teams and thought he was a starting wide receiver. In what world? Not in mine, and not in theirs.
I don't think in any.
I don't think in any.
Not in any.
So take a seat, little guy, and shut your trap. Or better yet, I think they'll make you do it anyway because I'm expecting you to get cut. So last year and even this offseason, I mean, who the hell do you think you are? What they tell you to do, you do. I don't care if you're playing for the Carolina Panthers. It's the NFL. It's not the CFL. It's not the XFL. It's the best league in North America, and even Canada can't even compare the Canadian Football League. Just do what they tell you. That's number one. But that's not the biggest problem that transpired, Dom. Take a seat for this one. Okay? Yeah, take a seat. Davante Adams. So already the name just sounds like this is not going to go well. Davante Adams offered $20,000 for the number 17 jersey last season. No, you know what Malachi Corley said?
$20,000. He probably was like, "Me $1 million."
Yeah, he wanted $120,000 to Davante Adams, a future Hall of Fame wide receiver.
I mean, the guy got money. I mean, I think I would do the same thing if I was in his shoes. If I want that number,
You would say to Devontae Adams, give me
yeah,
120 grand for number 17?
that dude's loaded. Of course, I'm trying to get as
What
much
does
money.
it matter? You give him the damn jersey. It's Devontae Adams.
I don't care. I don't care at all. Hey, I'm trying to make some money. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the NFL for. I could get
I mean,
cut
dude,
tomorrow. I
I
could
don't
have a
know.
season-ending injury or a career-ending injury.
Listen,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
get.
what I mean. Do you know what the payout is? I think Malachi Corley was a 4th-round pick. Do you, or maybe a 3rd round? I'd have to look at it again. Do you know what the payout is for a 3rd or 4th-round pick in the draft? It's not
Not a
it's not
lot.
chump change.
Yeah, but still, you never know.
You're insane.
Tomorrow isn't promised, my brother. It's not promised.
3rd-round pick, 65th pick. I guarantee you he got some quiche for that. But
Some.
to then give a counteroffer of 120 grand to Devontae Adams was insane. That naturally in the locker room did not go over well. He is essentially wide receiver 9 or wide receiver 10 on the depth chart, which is 3rd team offense and way behind undrafted rookies in a very low rated wide receiver room. As we've already discussed, Tom, we don't even know who the wide receiver 2 is yet. We can only depend on Garrett Wilson right now. We don't know who else is going to be helping him out. We have no idea. Evaluators say he is not an NFL caliber player. While, it's interesting, right? He had unfortunately, that fumble that he had last year is basically going to be his whole Jets career, where he could have had his first NFL touchdown, and then he dropped it before the end zone. But the guy's saying, I don't want to do special teams. I'm a starting wide receiver, and I want to get, 6 times the amount that Devontae Adams wants to give me for number 17 jersey. So, I don't know, man. Maybe you should figure something out in the football sense, but he'll probably get cut anyway. And the other takeaway from preseason was that I do still believe Brandon Smith has the potential to be a number 2 wide receiver. That's if the Jets don't trade for one. And that's where it leads me to say Terry McLaurin is now off the table. He agreed to a 3-year, $96 million extension with the Commanders this morning, ending his hold in, not hold out, but hold in. And the Jets, of course, continue to make cuts to get down to 53.
I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised. I don't think anyone was surprised once Terry McLaurin requested a trade that he would go somewhere else. It was, it was just holding the team hostage. That's all that it was. I mean, he deserves it. He deserves that money. He's a great receiver. He finally gets one good quarterback in the first year. He has the best season of his career. So I'm not surprised by it. Well deserved. Good for him. I just hate that he is on the rival to the Giants, but hey, it is what it is. With the Commanders, I don't really know what a lot of people are expecting them to have a down year, which is sort of crazy because they just got Deebo Samuel this offseason as well. So their offense got better, but I'm assuming people are thinking that their defense won't hold up like last year did. So maybe that's why I think people are going to have lesser expectations for them. But hey, you never know. They have a great offense. They probably have one of the better offenses in the NFC right now with those 3 guys. So we'll see how it goes. And I don't know, even with the Eagles this year, I don't know how they're going to be either because a lot of their defense, they either retired or got traded or went somewhere else. I mean, I know they have basically the whole Georgia locker room in there, but I mean, they're still all young guys, and now I guess they're going to be starting or the backups now instead of not playing as much. I think they already have some injuries during this offseason. I mean, obviously their offense is top tier, but their defense seems like a little shaky. And the Cowboys, I don't even know what to say about the Cowboys. I mean, sort of the same thing with the Commanders. They got George Pickens in the offseason, and now they got him and CeeDee Lamb. But now who the hell do they have on defense? Because also now DeMarcus Lawrence, he went to Seattle.
Right.
Which I'm so happy for because he murdered the Giants every single time he played them.
His whole career.
His whole freaking career, he destroyed the Giants. So I'm so happy he's gone. But now also Micah Parsons with his contract situation. What's going to happen there? I mean,
you see what he's doing? Dude, do you see that guy? I've never seen a player more mentally checked out than Micah Parsons.
Why? What is he doing?
You didn't see what he was doing? He's laying down on the medical tent on the medical table, taking a nap mid-game.
Oh yeah, I
He's
saw
walking in with a hoodie, just devouring nachos, putting up the salute peace sign. I mean, this guy's mentally checked out. I don't know how he's gonna play. I mean, come the season time, or if he is even gonna do anything for them. I mean, he is so he just looks mentally checked out to me.
he's probably locking in for his return on the Bleacher Report podcast thing.
Bingo.
So
Bang.
that's
You
waiting
got it.
for. That's where he's getting all his money.
Hmm. I agree with you. Yeah. So that's the preseason wrap up. The week 1 games are starting in a week and a half.
I'm so
September
excited.
4th.
I'm
That's
so
great.
excited.
Say less on that. So that's football. So now let's get into the NBA, shall we? Obviously, not much to say, but the Knicks are, in the papers once again. They've been doing their research on a one Malik Beasley. Okay, I have a question for you, Dom, after I do all this first. So it was determined by the district attorney of New York that he is no longer a target for the federal gambling investigation he was once tied to. So now he can resume free agent activities and try to be signed by somebody. Now, the Knicks can offer him a vet minimum. Now, Beasley has 9 years of NBA experience. I did my own research, okay, online, and that basically gets you a little over 3.3 million. Now, I'm going to do a little screen share here so the folks can see, okay, the salary cap for the New York Knicks. All right, Dom, you can see this?
Yep.
Great. So, total cap allocations over 233 million. The cap space, you could see they're over because they're in the negative. The first apron, and this right here is all that they can give Malik Beasley. A little over 3.7 million, which mathematically that adds up because a 9-year NBA experience can only get you a little over 3.3. So that makes sense as to what the Knicks can give. Now, again, Dom said it before the episode started. He doesn't see him taking that because, as he even said, other teams can sign him and give him more. Now, before this all allegation stuff started, he was set to sign a 3-year, $42 million contract with Detroit. That would give him $14 million a year. Now, Detroit can still give him 7.2. That's the cap space that they have, along with other teams able to give him a taxpayer, which means you're over the luxury tax apron. They can give him a taxpayer mid-level exception, and some other teams can give him even more than that. That's totally up to them. So he can sign with the Knicks, but it would obviously be for a low amount. It would be a little over 3.3 essentially. And, would the Knicks do it? I don't know. The interesting thing is that Tom asked me how much Karl Anthony Towns has left on his contract. Well, if we pull it up,
I almost
and
passed out.
this is, huh?
I almost passed out.
Yes. This is obviously all of this info I'm getting from Spot Track, but that they're great reliable source. I constantly use them for contract information on players. He's going to get over 53 million this year, over 57 million next year, and then the third year, this is where Dom almost passed out.
I'm gonna
Player
throw up.
option over $61 million.
Yo, Cat, if you're listening, just let me get a game check, bro. Just one game. Just give me a game check.
It's a lot of quiche. It's a lot of money. So that's how much he's making. I mean, if we go to the other players, obviously, it'll show, right? I mean, look at even OG, Dom. Just under 40. Brunson's only making just under 35. I mean, he took a cut, but then it really drops. Then under 25 for McHale, under 20 for Josh Hart. So you could see, obviously, these first 3 guys, obviously Cat making the most. And for the amount of times I got to hear him scream foul every time, we're going to stop sharing on that. the amount of times I got to see him scream out foul, I don't know if he should be making that much. Dom said he needs to be averaging 38 points a game. I don't disagree for the money he's getting.
Yeah, that's like Michael
Why?
Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, it's outrageous. But now that brings me to the question, Dom, would you sign, if you can, would you sign Malik Beasley to a 1-year vet minimum contract?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as much as I was clowning this guy for all the allegations and stuff, and like he was talking smack to the Knicks a lot, especially like to the fans and everything during that playoff series last year. But he's a gritty player. He's a good defensive player, and sometimes he gets on a little bit of a hot streak on offense. So I don't see why not. I mean, he would make our team better. So I think that's the obvious answer.
Well, if they really convinced him and say almost any, almost every team, say they said, we don't want to deal with the package. Listen, this guy, I mean, I have to give them a shout out because that's where I heard it from. CP the franchise, Knicks fan TV. I mean, been a huge fan of them for maybe 2-3 years now. He was putting out some of the stuff that Malik Beasley got himself into. I don't even know how you do it. I think CP the franchise said Malik Beasley owed his barber $24,000.
That's hilarious.
How's that happen? I don't even know how that's possible. So that's number one. He also was backdated on rent that he hadn't paid. I think that was 21 grand. And the apartment complex that he was living in was Dan Gilbert's, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Eh,
So he essentially got backdated and he was overdue 21 grand for rent in an apartment that Dan Gilbert owns, the complex he owns. He's got a property there, and he wasn't paying. I mean, dude, how do you're making millions of dollars. I don't even care how much you're paying in tax. You weren't playing in New York, right? You moved around the league. So obviously the jock tax changes for wherever, when you get paid, you have to pay the jock tax, which is whatever the city that you're in on your pay date, whatever that tax is in that city, that's what's getting taken out of your paycheck. But even then, you're still getting millions of dollars. How do you not pay your rent? So this guy obviously comes with baggage, Dom. So that's why I asked you, would you still do it? Me? Yeah, in a basketball sense, making the Knicks
of
better,
course.
yeah, I would sign him. I mean, that would then turn them into a 10-man rotation, maybe even 11 if you want to play Huckporty, Ariel Huckporty. So that's a deep bench. We haven't had a deep bench since the first year of Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
I mean, so which was 2022-23 season. So I would sign him, but we obviously said already before, there are a lot of other teams that could give him more than 3.3 plus $1 million. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what other teams say. If they don't want to deal with his baggage, maybe the Knicks take it on. I don't know if Leon Rose wants to handle his baggage. So, Dom, don't be surprised if they don't sign him and they try to get somebody more conservative and
I
somebody
won't be
that.
surprised at all.
No, I wouldn't. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything else you have to touch on about Malik Beasley?
No, not at all. Because honestly, I mean, it would be a cool fit. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it happening at all. I mean, I
I
don't
don't
even think
either.
New York in general. I mean, with all the stuff that he was saying on social media about New York, so I don't really, I don't think he's too fond of this place.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Knicks checked in on him. I'm sure they didn't. I don't know if they spoke to him personally, but I'm sure they spoke to some of his reps in his camp and his agents. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens going forward with that. So now going into the MLB, the Yankees went 3-3 on the week, but I gotta tell you, Dom, I thought the Red Sox were sweeping them.
Me too.
I mean, I didn't think they were going to win a game. I watched the first 3 games of that series, and I was like, I don't know. Dustin May is hittable. I've seen the Mets hit him when he was on the Dodgers, but the way the Yankees were going those first 3 games of the series, I don't know, man. It was up in the air.
I didn't know what I was expecting this series. I didn't know if we were gonna come in strong. I don't know if we were gonna get swept. This is probably the first time all year. I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Disappointed, very bad throughout this whole Red Sox series. The Yankees beat the Rays in that 2-game series, which is good, but I'm not gonna lie to you, that doesn't move anybody. It's not impressive at all. Everyone was looking forward to this Yankees Red Sox series, especially with the Yankees being at home, hoping they can do something, and they did absolutely nothing. So August 21st, final score of 6-3. Ben Rice, he had a solo shot in the second. Paul Goldschmidt, RBI single in the fourth to make it a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the fifth, RBI single for Jazz. And I hate to admit it because I hate the Red Sox, but man, Roman Anthony looks nice. He's a good player. I hate to admit it. I know I have some Red Sox fans who watch this, so shout out to Roman Anthony, and I hope this is the only time I'll ever shout out a Red Sox player. He had a RBI single in the top of the sixth to make it a tie game at 3-3. And Nathaniel Lowe hit an RBI double in the seventh to make it a 4-3 lead. And then Roman Anthony, in his debut at Yankee Stadium, hits a 2-run shot in the top of the ninth to make it a 6-3 lead, all for Yerry De Los Santos. And, of course, it's Aaron Boone, still letting him pitch for some reason. I don't get it. He's not good. Luis Hill, he had 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs with 1 earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And this was just such a disappointing game because we could have easily won this game. We had 4 errors. Fielding errors by Goldschmidt and Hill, and then 2 throwing errors by Jazz and Rice. I didn't understand. I don't understand how this defense is so bad. I thought last year was god-awful, but they're even worse this year, which is just disgusting and shocking at the same time. And Luke Weaver, we've talked about this on this podcast a few times that he hasn't looked the same. Last year he looked incredible, and this year he just does not look good at all. He did have a horrible July, really bad July, but he's bounced back in August so far. Well, August is almost over, but he's done way better this month compared to last month. And Yerry De Los Santos, he has a 4.70 ERA, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned runs, gave up 1 home run, 3 walks, and only has 5 strikeouts in the month of August. I don't understand why Boone is still letting him pitch. He is not a good pitcher. He needs to either be sent down or just not be playing. But like I've talked about this guy Aaron Boone, I don't trust him. Even with what happened with the trade deadline, we got all these good acquisitions, and it's still not doing anything. We're still not going anywhere. We're still in the same place, mainly because of Aaron Boone and his decision making. But it's just so disappointing of how this guy manages the baseball team, offense and defense. I can't speak about it enough. And then the next day, on the 22nd, a game that was 1-0, only 1-0. And like I say about the Yankees all the time, they find a way to lose no matter what. And Max Fried, who I've been talking about, has been struggling a lot this past month. He finally bounces back against a division rival. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 Ks. And he does that, and we still can't even get a run. We only had 3 hits. 3 hits by Grisham, Rice, and Wells. That's it. And the other guy on the bad team, Brian Bello, no idea, don't care. For the Red Sox, had 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. It's just unbelievable how we can't find a win. And then the next day after that, the 23rd, just a complete, utter disaster the entire game. Final score of 12-1. Will Warren, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and gave up 1 home run. The game was basically over after this. They were all shut out. They seemed unmotivated, this whole team, the entire day after that. And then they decided to put in Paul Blackburn. Chris, you know a little thing or two about him. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and gives up 1 home run. I feel so bad for every single fan that was there.
Dumb.
I feel
I
so.
I have to say this. I was watching the game and I saw a guy come out of the bullpen and I was like, this guy looks familiar. I was like, I feel like I know this guy. I was like, he looks like a Walmart Reed Garrett. I was like, who is this? And then I hear Michael K goes, all right, well, Paul Blackburn's on the mound. He just got recently waived by the Mets. I was like, so the Mets DFA'd him, went through waivers, and the Yankees picked him up, and now he's pitching for the Yankees against the rival Boston Red Sox. You can't write this stuff.
The
Anyway,
Yankees don't do research. I'm convinced they don't. They just look at stats and they're like, all right, we can fix them. And then they pick them up.
dude,
And
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, Paul Blackburn?
yeah, they gave up. Like, as soon as he came in, I'm like, all right, the game's over. Like, there's
Right.
not even a chance, not even a 1% chance they can come back from this.
Yeah.
That's just so awful. I hope I never see his face ever again. And then yesterday on Sunday, August 24th, the Yankees finally take a game. They finally take a game. They finally woke up for some reason. And a final score 7-2 with 2 pairs of home runs by Jazz and Grisham, which, I mean, I don't think any Yankee fan was excited that we won a game. I think every Yankee fan was still mad about the last outings, even though Rodon, he pitched very good as well. He had 5 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 earned runs, and 3 Ks. So many bad things happened in this series. So many bad decision making by people in the field, not hitting when they're supposed to. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, but I don't know if this was yesterday or the game before. Aaron Judge in the first inning, he struck out on 3 pitches that weren't strikes. 3 pitches, all low at the knees. Not one of them were strikes, and all of them were called strikes. I know Aaron Judge is 6'7", 6'8", but he gets called on these pitches way too much. I feel like this happens almost every game with him, where these balls are so low, it's not possible for him to hit these balls. And they're getting called strikes on him, and all he has to do is just look and walk back to the dugout.
Dom. We've been talking about how bad the umpires are all season. We've been discussing ABS system for a high percentage of the episodes that we've been doing since we started. It's not just Aaron Judge. There were even calls that went against the Mets and for the Mets this past weekend and even early last week that I was like, just, I don't know what they're looking at. It's becoming very exhausting, dude. I got to be honest. I'm tired. I'm just
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know we've been talking about this all season, the entire time we've started this podcast, but this has been Aaron Judge's entire career that this has been a thing.
true.
This is Aaron Judge's entire baseball career that every
True.
time that he has to look at these such low throwing pitches that are nowhere near the plate and they're getting called strikes. It's just so pathetic to watch. This is a thing that happens every single year, almost every series that he plays in, which is just ridiculous. And the last things that I'm going to say about the Yankees, well, especially with this series that just happened, I talked about it in recent episodes on this podcast. I know he's the golden boy. He's supposed to be the next Jeter or whatever the hell they want to make him out to be. Anthony Volpe needs to be sent down. I'm sick of it. He can't hit or field. Now his batting average is at 209. He overthrown a ball to first yesterday in the 9th. And then on Friday, with the horrible decision to throw the ball to second base and try to get the runner out instead of throwing it to first in the top of the 9th inning when it was a 1-0 game. I mean, I try. I really try, like, to be like, you know what, Anthony Volpe, we want you to do good as Yankee fans. We want you to be successful. We want you to hit grand slams in World Series. We want you to be clutch when it matters. We want you to make the amazing plays that you used to make. In your first year, you were a Gold Glove. And now I don't even know how you're a Gold Glove anymore. Like, they should take that trophy away from you at this point of how bad you are. I can't believe it. It's just so shocking to all Yankee fans how such of a decline that you've been on. But if we really want to go far in the playoffs, well, we got to make the playoffs first. That's number one. But if we do go to the playoffs, I don't think anyone really trusts you out there. I'll say what I have to say about the shortstop situation later on in the show. But Anthony Volpe, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted from you, man. Respect to you, but I feel like you got to go down maybe for a little bit. Maybe do like a Alvarez thing, like what they did with the Mets with the catcher, and just go off and then come back better than ever. Something needs to change, and I think this is one main thing that the Yankees need to do in order for us to be successful later on.
I'm sorry, Dom. I don't think sending him down is going to do it. I think it's time for the Yankees to move on.
Something.
I think they should move on and get a new shortstop. I don't think sending him down is going to do it. And it's more the fact that, yeah, listen, I'm not saying this to shock you because I'm not surprised that you agree, but I just think sending him down is going to put so much pressure on him that when he comes back up, he's now expected to play almost close to perfect baseball. And I just don't see him ever doing that ever. Now, granted, nobody's perfect, but when I say almost perfect baseball, I literally mean you have like a rarity of errors and you can hit, say, at a 260 to 280 clip. And I just don't see Anthony Volpe's future turning out to be that way anytime soon. So I think the Yankees should move on. I don't think he should stay here. And I think they need a new shortstop.
Don't get me wrong, I do agree with everything that you're saying, but because it's the Yankees, that's what they would do if they had to do something.
I know.
That's what the Yankees would do. And also, it's like with Alvarez, like he's a catcher. You know what I mean? Like compared to a shortstop where you're getting most of the ground balls, especially like against righty batters. You're getting most of the ground balls and you're involved in plays in almost every inning. So that's completely different, especially like if he was just like having hitting problems, I feel like they would have sent him down a while ago.
For sure. The other thing is too, though, Dom, is that Alvarez is a catcher, and you don't. That is the big plus of a guy like Francisco Alvarez, because where are you going to find another catcher that can field? Now, great, his fielding's not great, but it's average. He can field and hit, or even just get a hitting catcher like Colorado. They don't grow on trees. They're not in the draft every year. They're not easily developed. So that's why Alvarez has more of a longer leash than, say, a shortstop. I'm not going to lie. Am I saying it's easy to go get a great shortstop? No, but still, I think you can find one that can hit and field better than Volpe.
And a catcher for sure.
Huh?
It's definitely easier to find like a good shortstop compared to a good catcher.
100%. For sure. So anything else you have to say about the Yankees before I start?
Yeah, fire Aaron Boone.
Well, I might as well just put that at the top of the episode every time, just right in the corner. Fire Aaron Boone. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. You really should do that.
I'll think about it. I'll keep it in mind.
Or you can just like put it like right there, just like in small letters.
Okay. Got
Just
it.
fire Aaron Boone.
Got it. Okay. Gotcha. Very good. All right. Well, that's the Yankees. The Mets went 3-3. Not good enough.
No.
I don't know if you folks heard from me last week. Anything less than 4-2 is just not going to cut it. So 3-3, not good. Lost the series to the Nationals. I just don't know how. And then won the series against the Braves. You need to sweep them. This should have been a 5-1 record this week. Winning every game is very hard to do, but you should have only lost one game. And that was the game that, frankly, Sean Manaea pitched. So Tuesday at Nationals, David Peterson, 8 innings. What else is new? He always goes past 6 innings usually at this rate. 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 10 Ks, 96 pitches. ERA is now at a 3.18. Again, he made the All-Star team this year. Mark Vientos, dingbat. Beatty, dingbat. Juan Soto dingbat, McNeil dingbat. So they hit 4 homers in this game. Ryan Stanek pitched the 9th inning, but with the Mets up 8-1 already, that's perfect. Stay right there, right where he belongs. Either DFA'd or you pitch when you're up 5+ runs. So that's fine. They won at 8-1. Wednesday at Nationals, Kodai Senga, just guy sucks. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks on 84 pitches. ERA is probably the most deceiving ERA in the MLB, especially to Mets fans on Twitter, because I am so sick and tired of these idiots telling me on Twitter, but he's got a 2.58 ERA. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? What do I mean? He looks like crap. He's terrible. He's never going to be an ace. Get it out of your mind. Get it out. He's not going to be an ace. Not going to happen. He's got a 2.58 ERA. Yeah, because he only goes 4 to 5 innings. So he's got less room to mess up.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Put the math together. If you only go 4 or 5 innings, you have less room to mess up. I don't know what people don't understand. It's that simple. Mets bullpen did their job and gave up no runs with Tyler Rogers, Gregory Soto, and Reed Garrett all pitching scoreless innings. But I'm going to be mentioning Reed Garrett again, and it's not good. Mets scored 3 runs in the 6th. I think it was 5-0 or 5-1. Who cares? Could have taken the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out. Cedric Mullins popped up, hit the ball in the air, but it was only a few feet from the infield, so it wasn't even a sac fly. And then Luis Torrens got out on a sharp ground ball. Dom, remember before the post-trade deadline episode how me and you, we were both not convinced that Cedric Mullins could be a good pickup as a bat and as a center fielder? Well,
No.
he's playing that to be true. And as we suspected, he's turned into a bust of a trade. I mean, I can't watch this guy bat. I mean, he is awful. He is hot garbage. He's terrible. And frankly, doesn't bring much more to the table than Tyrone Taylor. He just doesn't. So once that happened in that 6th inning, okay, of that game on Wednesday, I knew it was game over. Okay, Mets were, going to lose. They inevitably lost, and they lost 5-4. Thursday's game at Nationals, Sean Manaea, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks on 91 pitches. ERA is now whopping 5.15.
Beautiful.
He looked great the first 3 innings, sailing through, but then it all started to fall apart. He gave up a 3-0 lead. Tyler Rogers also gave up a run. Well, here we go again. I don't understand what you need to, what you don't understand. What else do you need to see? Ryan Stanek once again continues to show the Mets why he should be in extremely low leverage situations or just get DFA'd. Up to you. 8th inning, he gave up 4 earned runs on 3 hits. Mets were only down 2 in the 8th to then be down 6 going into the 9th. Of course, naturally, inevitably, obviously, whatever word you want to use, they ended up losing 9-3. So they lost 2 out of 3 of the Nats. Then Friday at Braves, I'm just going to say this right now. You can agree. You cannot. Dom, I think you're going to agree when I say this. Nolan McLean is saving their season.
He is.
He is 100%. I don't, again, F your team control. I don't want to hear it. This guy should have been here weeks ago. He came in 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks. We usually don't see that nowadays. 7 Ks on 94 pitches. His ERA in 2 starts so far, under 1.5. It's a 1.46. And I just wrote here, you can argue he is saving their season. Mets did score 12 runs. The offense came alive in this one. But the 2 bullpen pieces of Reed Garrett and Ryan Helsley, I mean, they're becoming seriously concerning.
Especially Ryan Helsley.
Yeah. Reed, I'm going to, don't worry. I got it for you here. Reed Garrett first. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 K. ERA in August is a flat 8.
Nice.
A flat 8. Ryan Helsley, the aforementioned Ryan Helsley, as Dom just said, 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, no Ks. His ERA in August, Dom, a 9.82 since he's been here. He's only been here for 3 weeks. Going on 4. He's only been here for 3.5 weeks. He's at a
Doing great.
9.82.
He's doing great. Great job.
I mean, he got brought in here to be a setup man for Edwin Diaz. He was doing so bad in Friday's game that they actually had to get Diaz up and throwing in the bullpen just to make sure that they didn't miraculously give up the game. I posted on Instagram a reel on Friday talking about how Reed Garrett and Ryan Helsley are both a real issue in the bullpen right now.
100%.
And they continue to fail at their jobs this month. Helsley did get the last out. The Mets won 12-7, but my God, was it an ugly sight to see. It was bad. Saturday at Braves, Clay Holmes, Dom, brace yourself for this one. He went over 6 innings. Actually, better yet, he went over 5 innings.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I know. I was shocked. Couldn't believe it. 6 1/3 innings. Okay. Went into the 7th inning. Finally. Couldn't believe it. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 94 pitches. ERA at a 3.6. Not bad. Mets scored all of their 9 runs on dingbats, hitting 6 of them. Jeff McNeil hit 2. Pete Alonso, Mark Vientos hit 2. Jeff McNeil and Mark Vientos, I'm actually going to bring them up positively in a bit. Starling Marte, so all of those guys hit homers. The bullpen did their job. Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers, Edwin Diaz pitched scoreless innings. Of course, Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers, they've been doing their job. Gregory Soto did mess up yesterday, but I'm getting to that. So they all pitched scoreless innings en route to a 9-2 win. Mark Vientos, the last 2 weeks, 313 batting average, 343 on base percentage, 844 slugging, 1.187 OPS, 5 dingbats, 11 RBIs. And then this past week, a 320 batting average, 370 on base percentage, 880 slug, 1.250 OPS. Jeff McNeil, the last 2 weeks, a .289 batting average, 373 on base percentage, 578 slug, 950 OPS, 3 dingbats, and 11 RBIs. And this past week, he's been on an absolute tear. 353 batting average, 450 on base percentage, and 1,000 slug, and a 1.450 OPS. They've been doing.
Finally.
Yeah, finally is right. They've been doing pretty damn well. And then lastly, yesterday's game, Sunday at Braves, David Peterson, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 8 Ks, 98 pitches. ERA didn't move at all from last start, 3.18. Now, the Mets didn't have much offense. Mark Vientos did go yard again. So from his last 2 at-bats on Saturday, he homered. Then his first at-bat yesterday. So 3 straight at-bats he homered, which is crazy. He gave them a 2-0 lead. So Peterson couldn't get the double play in the 6th inning, Dom. He walked Nacho Alvarez, just terrible. You know, I know people wanted David Peterson to get taken out of the game, but folks, right now, nobody's an ace on this team. And if it happens to be anyone, it's David Peterson, hands down. Nolan McLean's only been here for 2 starts. I'm not going to consider him an ace. It's way too early. But you have to rely on your best pitchers. Okay, he went up against Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy looks terrible at the plate recently. He is struggling mightily. I'm going to leave David Peterson in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, up 2-0. I mean, I'm going to leave him in. I'm not taking him out. So Carlos Mendoza, he did not show his bullpen flaw there. He was right. And then guess what? He pulled him out, and Brooks Raley got the last out. So, listen, it is what it is. The bullpen's also been overworked, so you have to leave some of your starters in. It's end of August. You got to start doing it at some point. But, Nolan McLean is slowly becoming an ace. Right now, I guess you could say, just based off the statistics and the ERAs, that David Peterson is your ace. But then, again, like I said, Brooks Raley came in. Huascar Brazoban got recalled. He came back up. He pitched only a third of an inning, but he got his out. And then, unfortunately, Gregory Soto, he gave up a 2-out, 2-run base hit to Jurickson Profar in the bottom of the 8th. That snapped the 2-2 tie, and now it's 4-2 Braves. Mets rallied in the 9th, but they came up short, losing 4-3. It is what it is. But that was the 3-3 record. Unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. They needed to go 4-2 or better. They really, honestly needed to go 5-1 that week. But Dom, you know who did go 5-1 this past week?
No,
The Philadelphia Phillies.
the Phillies.
Yeah. They're coming in tonight. And they have not been losing. And now the Mets are 7 games behind the Phillies in the division. I'm just going to put this out right now. And shout out to Evan Roberts of WFAN. He has his own podcast called Rico Bronya. I listen to it from time to time. He is 100% right. Get the division out of your head. Division's over.
It's over.
It's over for the Yankees. It's over for the Mets. Get the division out of your head. It's not happening this year. Focus, and you're not even getting the second to last wild card. You're not getting the first wild card. You're only going to get the last one. That's it. The Yankees can get the top one. They could still get the top wild card. They're only a half game behind Boston. It's still possible. They could still, but the Mets, the Padres, and the Cubs in front of them, good luck. The only way you're getting into the playoffs is the last wild card spot, just like last year. And honestly, that is crazy because the Mets, they had to go on the best run in the league, which they did from June 1st on. And I was shocked they even made the playoffs. Edwin Diaz almost blew it the last game of the season last year. But that's the only way you're getting in. The division's done. The Mets fans need to focus on the wild card. And that last wild card spot is the only way the Mets are going to get into the playoffs. The Phillies come into town this week. And this was the big series, Dom, that we discussed 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Kodai Sangadam has one chance. He's got one chance left to show me. Forget about ace. He's never going to be one. But to show me that he could do something for this team going forward and even for the foreseeable Mets future, next season after that, still has a couple more years left on his contract because he didn't pitch much last year. The innings limit thing on his contract is for naught. It's out. But he's got one chance left. And if he can't do it, then I'm not going to lie to you. I would look to trade him in the winter. But here's the thing. Kodai Senga, he's pitching on regular rest. His record is not very good. 13 and 2/3 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 earned runs, 9 walks, 17 Ks, and a 4.77 ERA.
Wow.
So if he only gets 4 days rest, not 5, that's his record. What hope am I supposed to have?
We all expected him to be some type of star at some point. I don't think it's happening anymore.
I don't see it. So here's the thing. Okay, if that doesn't change and he doesn't do well tonight, I really think now I'm expecting it to come sooner or later regardless, but you need to call up Brandon Sproat. I do not care what happened to him in the bullpen outing the other day. I don't care. Before that outing from the bullpen, he has a 2.05 ERA and 57 Ks in his last 9 outings, according to Sleeper Mets. It's a very good Twitter account I follow. They do great work. Or Jonah Tong, who, according to Joe DeMayo, pitched his second start in AAA on Saturday, going 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks on 88 pitches. Dom, he had 21 swings and misses with his fastball topping out at about 97-98. Tong has 11 and 2/3 scoreless innings, 17 Ks. He has 39 swings and misses in 2 starts in AAA. It's getting to that time.
Yeah, you gotta bring him up.
And number 2, trade Kodai Senga in the winter if he's not going to cut it. I don't need to keep watching this guy just crap the bed. And honestly, I'm just not seeing it. If his forkball isn't effective, all of his other pitches are just down the drain. And a little side note here, Dom, I actually want to see what you would say to this. Trade Brandon Nimmo in the winter. Get rid of him. He's injured again. He had a bulging neck. This guy's contract is so bad, and it's getting worse and worse. He is always hurt. I would package him up for Stephen Kwan of the Guardians. Okay, Stephen Kwan has 2 years of pre-arbitration team control left. Or I'd sign Kyle Tucker, if you can. I know the Cubs are going to be the front runners because he's playing there. But I would try to sign him, put him at left field. He's already playing left field this year. He was playing left field in the All-Star game. Try to sign Kyle Tucker and get some sort of value in a different trade from Brandon Nimmo.
Sounds like Nimmo. It sounds like the DJ LeMahieu situation. That the
Yes.
you know he. I mean, when we signed him to that extension, like he was doing good, and then injuries started to happen, and then he just wasn't the same ever since. And then he would try to get back on the field, and he would be horrible. He would not do well.
He's turning into first half Nimmo. His first half would be good, and then he falls apart towards the end of the season. That is not the time you can be falling apart. He was doing it last year. Could you argue last year he could have made the All-Star team possibly? Maybe even this year. A little less of an argument than last year, but maybe. But the guy is just a roller coaster up and down. He's always hurt. And honestly, I'm done waiting. His contract isn't good, and he's getting older and older by the day. Shamania pitches the second game of the Phillies series against Jesus Luzardo. Shamania needs to fix his 5.15 ERA. This is the series to do it. While I do suspect there's only going to be one win, it's going to be when Nolan McLean pitches on Wednesday against Taiwan Walker. And, of course, Christopher Sanchez pitches tonight against Kodai Senga. I mean, this is the series. The Mets need to win 2 of 3 for motivation, not for the division. And that's literally what I have written down here. The Mets need to win 2 of 3 from the Phillies for motivation, not for the division.
Well, two things. We didn't talk about this before the episode, but I just wanted 2 questions about the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mendoza on the hot seat now?
No.
Not on the hot seat.
No, he's not, because the way that this year has played out, and, again, I know I talk about, you talk about Aaron Boone, but Aaron Boone is just god-awful. But
Yeah.
Mendoza, you do have to look at the performance. I mean, yes, you write up the lineup card, you run the bullpen, but listen, I can't always blame it on Carlos Mendoza. The players got to perform. I mean, they got to do their job too. I will say one thing. Carlos Mendoza said how we got to help out Ryan Helsley after that god-awful performance on Friday night. How else are you supposed to help him? He got in with a 12-4 lead. What do you want this to be? Angels in the outfield?
Great.
Players are getting picked up from the Angels in the outfield magically to go make outs in the field? You want the Angels to control his fastball and his slider? What do you mean help him out? How do you want him to get helped out? Have you ever seen the movie Angels in the Outfield, Dom?
Does the bear shit in the woods?
Yeah, very good. Good. So I'll take that as a yes. So there is no Angels in the outfield. He's got to help himself. It's called doing his damn job. He got traded here to do well. If he can't pitch here, then he won't be back here next year. He's a 2-month rental. But that kind of stuff, Mendoza was killing me on that. I was like, what are you talking about? Help him out. I don't know. He's been struggling, but we got to help him out. He's got an 8-run lead. He's got an 8-run lead. Help him out how?
Yeah.
But no, he's not on the hot seat. Honestly, I think like players like Brandon Nimmo and Kodai Senga, in my opinion, are a bit on the hot seat of like getting out of here and getting traded. What is your other question?
I know, obviously, that this does suck for like the season for the Mets, but maybe this is like a bright spot. Like you got all your terrible like kinks out this year, and then next year you guys just ball out free agency, and you guys clearly need pitching. But like obviously you were talking about like Kyle Tucker. For some reason, like let's say you guys can't get him, or for some reason. But what about, I'm looking at free agents right now, but like for next year, what about like Zach Gallen, or like Imanaga is a free agent. Who else you got? Shane Bieber is a free agent next year because he only signed a 1-year deal. You got Chris Sale, you got Jordan Montgomery, Nick Martinez, Walker Buehler.
Yeah. I mean, listen, yeah, if they don't get Kyle Tucker, they'll obviously explore other options. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. It's, we still have another month left of the season. We'll see, if the Mets or the Yankees, whichever team makes the playoffs, hopefully both of them do, and they go on a great run. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'll dive deeper. We'll be doing episodes for, the winter off season. But yeah, I mean, listen, I know we need pitching, but I'm going to be honest. Don't forget, I don't know if you remember, Christian Scott was a good pitcher last year. He's supposed to be back next year. Usually, though, the season after Tommy John, you'll see it with Garrett Cole. Hopefully, he bounces back well. But usually, the season after Tommy John, it's a down statistical year.
Down year.
Yeah, usually it's a down year for pitchers. So hope maybe Christian Scott can just be a fourth man in the rotation. But I'm looking at Nolan McLean, Brandon Sproat, Jonah Tong. And then if you want to fill a couple of starters there, you're still going to have Sean Manaea on contract. I don't know what you're going to do with Clay Holmes. You're still going to have him on contract. Who else? Frankie Montas, by the way, they put out there. So the Mets made some moves. Frankie Montas, by the way, Dom, watch the air quotes here. Injured.
Yeah.
Injured. Actually, yeah, and
But
Francisco Alvarez is scheduled to begin a minor league rehab assignment Wednesday or Thursday. Anthony DiComo just posted this 12 minutes ago. If he can stand the pain and still be proactive, still be productive, excuse me, he can return in September. But there was something that I had pinned because I know the Mets put it out there. The Mets made some moves, but they moved Frankie Montas to the 60-day IL, and they actually put Reed Garrett on the injured list with elbow
oh,
inflammation. Yeah.
wow.
So that just came out. That may have come out, I don't know how long ago, but it was fairly recent, within the last hour. And they posted that. And I wanted to put that out there. So glad I just did. But yeah, that came out too. But I know the Mets need pitching help. That's obvious. But we'll see what happens. But that's really it for me regarding the Mets. Now we'll go into weekly predictions. Dom, you can go first. What do you see the Yankees doing at home against the Nationals, and then in Chicago? At Chicago, they play the White Sox.
I mean, hey, the White Sox beat us earlier this year, which I mean is pathetic. But obviously, we should sweep both of them. But because it's the Yankees, it's not going to happen. So we're going to lose one game. We're going to lose one game, and it'll probably be to the White Sox.
So, just so you know, this is a 7-game week for the Yankees. So you expect them to go 6-1?
I expect them to go 6-1, and it's going to be hilarious because Yankee fans that are there's so many bad Yankee fans out there. They're going to say, oh, like we're back. Like we're back, like like we're on like a good like momentum now, like we got this, like going into the tough series that are gonna happen with Detroit and with Toronto and with the Red Sox again. Like we're gonna be like we're gonna be back. Like we're gonna have a second go round at the Red Sox, so it's gonna be way better this time. I don't I have no confidence in this team. I really don't. I really don't. I hate to break it to people out there who are like, so positive with the Yankees and everything. But even like with the last series that we're happening on, like it's not these aren't moving. These aren't eye moving series that we're winning. It doesn't impress me, and I don't think it should impress any Yankee fan, but there's a lot of delusional Yankee fans out there, which I hate to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Okay. So you still feel like 6-1 is the record you're going with for the Yankees. Okay. Well, the Mets, I'm going to say 3-4. I'm going to say they split with the Marlins. Well, first is the Phillies. I'll say they go 1-2 against the Phillies. I don't even think they'll take 2 of 3. They're absolutely not going to sweep. I don't know who in their right mind thinks that's going to happen. They're facing against Christopher Sanchez tonight. That's already a loss. And Jesus Luzardo, just the Mets just don't hit lefties. They just don't. So I think they'll win. I think they'll only win the game on Wednesday. They'll go 1-2, and then I think they split with the Marlins. So what does that give them? That's 3-4. 3-4 on the week. Yeah. Again, like I said, the only way the Mets are getting in is the last wild card spot.
Yes. I mean, I'm just so glad we're not in the NL because the NL is 10 times better than the AL. And especially like now, like who else has been like really good, like compared to last year? Like the Brewers are insane.
They're the best team in the MLB.
Yeah, like the Cubs are even better than last year. The Padres look good. And obviously you got the Phillies in your division. Clearly the Dodgers. Like you guys are loaded with talent and crazy teams.
Mhm.
And like everyone expected the Mets to be one of the best teams, but it's hard. It's definitely hard with all these teams that are getting hot and getting better as well. So
Yeah.
you guys have been battling all year. The Yankees just
It's different
struggle.
days now.
Yeah.
It's different days. I mean, the
Yep.
AL used to be the stronger league, and now it's the NL. It's always going to go back and forth,
Yeah.
every 5 to 10 years.
Like our whole childhood was AL.
Yeah.
Our whole
Yes.
childhood, the AL would win every single.
Yes. 100%. All right. Well, that brings us to our last segment of the episode, and that is which September call up is really the most imperative, the most important for both teams. Dom, you can go first. Which September call up is the most important for the Yankees?
I mean, if you guys were paying attention to any second of this episode, I'm going to say George Lombard Jr., a shortstop who looks incredible in the minors. He looks like a way better fielder than Volpe ever looked, even when he was in the minors. George Lombard Jr. making these crazy, strong, accurate throws, making some Jeter plays out there. Like, he looks insane. He has a good bat as well, but I'm not even focused on his bat. I'm just focused on the fielding and the less dumb decisions that he makes compared to Volpe. Obviously, the hotter answer would be Spencer Jones. I mean, the guy's an animal. He's literally a lefty Aaron Judge, for crying out loud. But we can't deal with this anymore. Like, at least me, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with this terrible shortstop play, especially coming from a Yankee fan. I need to see somebody else, anybody. It could be me out there. It could be Chris. I don't care. His cat, my dog, doesn't matter. George Lombard Jr., get your ass up here immediately.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I like how you put it as the hot answer and then your answer. I'm going to do it the same way. The hot answer would be Brandon Sprode because at this point now, with the promotion of Jonah Tong and the way he's pitched his first two starts in AAA, they're just remarkable. And I would like to keep that hot trend going. I know with David Stearns as the president of baseball ops and the way that this front office goes, I don't see it. I would like to see Jonah Tong called up for September. I just feel like he gets one more start in before the call up, which will be sometime this week. And I think it would be great for him to come up here and really set the tone for the Mets pitching staff. The hot answer, of course, is Brandon Sproat because he's been down in AAA pitching for so long already. And that bullpen session, they did it just to test it out. I thought it was a stupid theory they tried. He should be up here. I honestly wanted him to pitch on Sunday and then move David Peterson to Monday, to be honest with you. So Kodai Senga does stay at least on 5 days rest, but they didn't do that. Shocker. But I would say my take is Jonah Tong. The hot answer is Brandon Sproat. That's mine. So
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we're just trying to be realistic here, and we're not just trying to go for the hot topic or the trend out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, like, I know Spencer Jones. He's climbed up the ranks. He was from the incredible AA numbers, and then they finally called him up to AAA. He's doing the same thing in AAA. He looks insane. I'm surprised that they haven't called him up yet, but for some reason he's not. But we have enough outfielders, I guess. Even though Jason Dominguez he's getting saved by his bat. I'm telling you right now. Like, obviously he's a terrible fielder, but the way that he gets on base and he can steal, he's a good base runner. He can hit well now, not at the beginning of the year, but now that's why he's still here. And with Volpe, I mean, I don't think they're ever going to do it at this rate. But like I said, send him down. George Lombard Jr., he just looks like an overall better player than Volpe ever looked.
I
And
agree.
I think it's his time.
Yeah. No, I think Volpe just needs to be gone and just not
Yeah.
be the shortstop anymore. That's my take on it. But listen, Yankees are going to do what they want to do. Yankee fans are going to believe what they want to believe and what they think is right and what their opinion is. Everyone's entitled to their own. Me as a non-Yankees fan, just seeing it from afar, I think it's just time to pack it up and call it, for Anthony Volpe. I don't know if you heard, but the WFAN went nuts when they played back the interview, press conference, whatever it was of Aaron Boone, and he was like, "Yeah, he just made a mistake on the field, but Volpe has been playing well recently." And the guy on WFM was like, "What?" He's like, "You mean when he made his 17th error of the season?"
He, I think he's doing it on purpose at this point to just say
Sure.
the worst possible answer possible. Well,
I just
worst
don't
possible.
understand what he says half the time.
Was,
I'm like,
but
what the hell are you talking about?
I think he's doing it on purpose at this rate. And The thing with John Boy, it needs to go. His weekly interviews with them, I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. Just please, just do anything else. Focus on something else with the ball club. This has to go. This weekly thing, and then him just like defending himself for his life every single week. It's just so pathetic. I mean, great work by John Boy and like the questions that they ask him, because they do ask tough questions to him, but it's just so embarrassing. It's really pathetic. It needs to end. That's
Yeah,
just my little take on that.
I know. Yeah, it's wild. Well, anything else you have to say before I wrap up here? Anything else?
I gotta get like a huge fire Aaron Boone thing. Maybe I'll get a green screen. It'll just say fire Aaron Boone above here.
It's not a bad idea.
I know. Maybe people will hear me. Maybe the word will spread a little bit more. We'll see.
You should get one. That would actually be hilarious.
I'm gonna look at some after this episode.
Good. You could make one.
When I went to the Yankee game, was it last week
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
against the Twins? I was seeing like fire Aaron Boone hats, shirts, like I don't think I saw any signs, but I saw like custom made shirts that people were making. Like I don't think this was from like any popular like clothing brand or anything. Like people were making these shirts, and I should have asked people where they got it because I want one.
I would have. I'll rock it even. I'm not even a Yankee fan. I'll rock one. Screw it. Why not?
It would look good on it. Don't worry. It will look good.
Of course. What doesn't? Anyway, so.
Great answer.
Yes, I know. Very much. Very much so. That's a good way to end it right there. You see that? That's good. That's
Perfect.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to today's episode of the FTB podcast on either YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Be sure to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss any of our shows. See you folks on Monday. Peace.
Thank you, guys. Fire Aaron Boone today.